Apparently there is a free convention happening on Saturday that I didn't know about until today because my friend is in the contest. The convention is called Minicon. Um, so I'm gonna back up a little so it's a little better. There we go. Anyway, the convention is called Minicon. It's a video game convention, and I thought this would be a good chance to kind of show you guys like what I pack for conventions, especially since I'm not stressing over FanX this time. Yeah. Okay, you guys are getting the floor because I needed my tripod for something else. So, yeah. This is my stuff I pack for conventions video. So I guess we're gonna go ahead and get started. First of all, you need your wallet. Trust me, you'll need it. Even if you think you're not gonna buy anything, you know you will. Like, you'll buy stuff. Sorry, this is just my receipt for prom, so I'm just gonna fold this up so it's not sticking out of my thing. Yeah. I'd say make sure you have at least $10 or $20 at least, because stuff at conventions can be expensive, especially from vendors, because they spend a lot of time and money doing stuff. Take it from someone who's been vendors at conventions before. Well, a convention, but yeah, you know. Okay, next thing is bring your phone charger and a portable box. I don't have any on me right now. I think they're out in the living room, but I don't want to go search for them. But I do have one. So that's what I'm going to be using. I do need to charge it. I don't often end up using the chargers. I often just have my friends use them, which is good. Like, that means you had something that someone else needed. Okay. And the next thing is snacks and water. Please, please, please drink water, bring snacks. We don't want you grumpy at conventions. This is the water bottle I always have with me. It's currently filled with Sprite from a few days ago because I barely ever use this water bottle, so I need to empty it and rinse it out. I don't bother washing it in the dishwasher because of the stickers, because I'm not sure which ones are waterproof and which ones aren't. So, I don't really bother washing it. Okay. And then here's the essentials bag. I do put more stuff in here than just essentials, but we're just going to go through everything. First is hand sanitizer. I have two. I have these two. This one is the Jasmine Dragon Fruit Scented limited edition. It's one of those squirt ones, like one of those ones. It smells so good. And then this other one is just a regular hand sanitizer. Yeah. So yeah, there's those. And then ibuprofen or Tylenol. This has my ibuprofen in it, but it also has my cough drops. So yeah, if you need cough drops or need ibuprofen, trust me, you will need ibuprofen. Your feet will be dying afterwards. I mean, I'm saying this as someone who wore 5-inch heels to a convention 2 years in a row and planning on doing it for this convention. But luckily this convention, it is a 2-day convention, but I'm not going Sunday, I'm only going Saturday. Yeah. So yeah, I have my ibuprofen and my cough drops in there. You can also bring breath mints. What I have in here is gum, so in case I need it. I've actually never actually needed it yet, but I do have it for when I do need it. And then another thing you want to bring is lip balm. I put 2 in here. This one is actually scented. I don't remember what the scent was, but it smells good. And then this one is just a regular EOS one. Yeah. So there's that. And then Kleenex wipes. I don't have Kleenex wipes, but I have deodorant wipes. These are the only 2 I have left. Most of this stuff I actually got from, like, a convention. Like, I'll show you the bag later, but this all came in, like, a bag that was, like, full of stuff that were, like, convention essentials. And some of it I use, some of it I don't necessarily need for conventions, but it's fun to have anyway. So yeah, there's those. Now I showed you the cough drops. So next up is like toiletries kind of thing. So there's pads. Ladies, you want to bring several. I have 3 in here because I don't think you really need more than 3 unless you have really, really heavy periods. Yeah. I don't really get periods very often because of, I don't really get periods very often because I take birth control, but yeah. Oh, there's one thing I forgot in the essentials bag is floss. I have this whole pack right here. It has floss, a toothbrush, and toothpaste. As someone who has really bad teeth problems, my teeth get yellow really, really easily. So this is really, really helpful for me. I've never had to use it for a convention yet. So this has literally never been used. So yeah, there's that. Yeah. And then back to the toiletries. First aid. This is just a tiny little first aid kit. It's mostly Band-Aids. There are alcohol pads in case you need them. But it's mostly Band-Aids. Yeah. There's also disinfectant pads. Well, non-adherent sterile pads. Yeah. So yeah, just a tiny little first aid kit. You don't really need much more than that in there. And then you'll also want to bring wingless pads for your armpits. I haven't tried this yet, but now I actually have wingless pads, so I can finally try this. It helps with sweat stains, where you just kind of put it on the inside of your shirt, on the armpit, and it will reduce the sweat stains. It might feel weird because you have something on your armpit, but it will reduce sweat stains. So that's good. And I'm probably going to end up having to use it because I'm going to be sweating a lot because I'm going to be wearing a corset and a freaking ball gown. So, yeah. Let's see here. That's it for the toiletries, at least what I have on here. And then for like a saving bag kind of thing. You want to bring sewing needles and thread. That's this right here. There is a smaller one right here that came with like the pack I was talking about. Like it even has like pins and buttons and stuff in it. But I already used most of the stuff in there because I was trying to fix my moon shoes. So I quite literally sewed them to my pants so I could keep them on. Yeah, this is all it has in it. You could buy just these tiny little packs for pretty cheap, and they have pretty much everything you need in there. Some conventions will have like cosplay fix stations. You won't always be able to bring this kind of stuff. I know FanX doesn't normally allow it, but they honestly don't really care. They don't check your bags very well, honestly. So yeah, I usually bring this to FanX, but for this convention, I'm not sure what the terms are for this, but we will see. So I'm just gonna tuck this in here. Again, I put more in here than just the essentials or toiletries. I put like everything in here. And then makeup. You'll only want to bring the essentials. This is the bag I usually use for the makeup. I usually just kind of put it in the bag as I'm doing my makeup. But since I cosplay a lot of characters with white face paint, I usually pack white face paint with it. Yeah, this is all it is. There's some Q-tips in there, a bobby pin. I probably need to restock this bag. Like, it's really dirty in there because of all the makeup I've had in there. But to be fair, it's only my makeup. It's no one else's. It's just mine. So I don't really mind that much. It's mostly because of the brushes. Because the brushes have like a little bit of excess makeup on them, so they just kind of, you know. So I have this little bag for makeup. I use this, well, I use it for makeup for like everything. Like even for like when I'm in plays, I store all my makeup in here and use that. So there's that. Let's see here. bobby pins and safety pins, you want to bring a lot of those, especially the safety pins. Like for my Stolas cosplay, the pins on my, like, the button on my thing kept on falling off here. My cape is actually right here, because I still need to fix it after FanX. Like, there's still a safety pin attached right here. That was all that was keeping the button on, because it fell off. So yeah, that was all that was keeping it on. I just need to fix it, but yeah. I love my Stolas cosplay. That's just the most annoying part about it. Okay. So yeah, you really want to bring bobby pins and safety pins. I have this whole container, mainly because I use a lot of safety pins for markets when I'm pricing my items. But yeah, you'll want safety pins. Probably not this many, but you'll just want some, like, in a few different sizes. I have several in a few different sizes. I don't know if I can find them since most of these are the same size, but I have some, like, really, really massive ones. I don't know where they went, but I have some pretty big ones and some pretty tiny ones. Like, they're just kind of all over the place in there. Okay. Next one, is batteries, but only if you really need them. Because I know some of your cosplays have, like, light up stuff to it, or some things need batteries. Also bring a screwdriver to unscrew to change the batteries. I've never needed to do this because none of my cosplays really need that. I usually try to use USB powered stuff and just plug in a portable charger to it. Like for my Vox head, I had USB powered LED lights in the back of the head for, like, shining the blue, and I just had, like, a little battery pack just on the side of the head where it just kind of sat there. I do still need to fix my Vox head. Vox isn't the cosplay I'm going to be doing, but yeah. So there's that for the saving bag. This is just extras, like stuff I either forgot to put in the other lists or just random extra stuff. Okay, you want to bring a change of shoes. I usually wear these other shoes, but they're covered in mud and I still haven't cleaned them off. So these shoes, they're actually really, really new. My grandma just barely gave them to me. I do kind of want to paint them. But these ones are probably going to be my new change of shoes for, like, conventions and stuff, because they're just easy slip-ons. Either that or I'm going to change into my regular platforms, because they're more shaped to my feet and they're a lot more comfortable than the shoes I usually wear to conventions. You'll especially want to bring a change of shoes if you wear 5-inch heels like I did for conventions. Literally 2 years ago at FanX, I wore these beautiful fluorescent pink 5-inch heels for my Minicon cosplay. And then just this last year at FanX, I wore a different pair of 5-inch heels for Stolas. So, I like 5-inch heels. I don't know. I'm weird. Yeah. Anyway. And then you'll also want to bring earplugs. Where did I put those? Did I already put them back in here? I did. I have these earplugs, like, in case you get, like, overstimulated or anything, and just need, like, to block stuff out, and you don't bring, like, your soundproof headphones, or whatever it was called. But in case you don't bring those headphones, you have earplugs, like, in case you get overstimulated. And you just kind of block out everything. Another thing is fidgets. This is one of the ones that came in the pack I was talking about. Yeah, so it's just this little dinosaur fidget. I do have more. This is just the first one I found, so I just grabbed this one. Yeah. Okay. Next is gifts. So for every convention I go to, I always have, like, a little gift I give people. I didn't have one for ToshoCon last year because I was a vendor, and I'm probably not going to do that this year either because, again, I'm going to be a vendor and be in the cosplay contest like I did last year. So, anyway, for this convention, what I have, this is just stuff I found in my room. I had, like, these tiny snails that were leftovers from when I was making a bunch of tiny Garys for people in my SpongeBob play, but their eyes broke off, so they look more like normal snails. So that's what I'm going to give people, are those, plus my business card. I just took a handful of them and shoved them in here. but this is my business card. Sorry, that's upside down. This is my business card. But yeah. Again, I'm finding out about this convention last second, so I'm just, yeah, okay. And then you'll also want to bring props. If your character has any props, bring those. Most conventions don't allow actual weapons. You can bring foam weapons or like cardboard weapons, just not like actual metal weapons or wood. I don't think they allow wood. And when you do bring like real swords and stuff, they have to constantly be sheathed, and they zip tie them to the sheath so you can't unsheath them. Yeah. So yeah, and then the closest thing I really have to props for this costume are the space gems. These are new ones that I bought because my old ones, I was just reusing them and they just weren't sticking to my face anymore. So I got these. For it. So I'm not constantly reusing the same stuff over and over again. Plus it gives me more variety on what to use for it. So I'm just going to bring a bunch of these in case like one of them falls off my face or something. Just to be safe. Yeah, I'm going to set those up there because I do need them for Saturday. And then you'll also want to bring like a tripod or selfie stick. This is what I usually use for recording, so that's why you guys are on the floor right now. But yeah, this is like a tripod and a selfie stick. Like, it extends like that. And then this one goes pretty long. Sadly, like, the Bluetooth thing doesn't work very well on this one. I do kind of want a better one with an actual light on it, but this is what I have. So, you can get them for, like, really cheap off Amazon. So, yeah. And then you'll also want to bring your medication. Trust me, I know not everyone takes medication, but you'll want to bring your medication. I have like different colors for every day for like a little case for my medication. I take 2 ADHD meds a day plus my birth control at night. So right now the only one in there is my birth control because I already took the other 2. But I just have like a bunch of these tiny ones. Today's Tuesday, I have the Tuesday one. But you'll want to bring your medication, whether it's just like a day's worth or like 2 days worth, depending on if you're like at a hotel for a convention or if you're like staying, or if you're like, you know. I just realized there's another thing I forgot to put on here. If you're blind and just wear regular contacts or you have prescription colored contacts, bring contact solution. But not only that, also bring your glasses, like your regular glasses, because contacts can dry out your eyes, especially if you have the daily ones like I do. I just take them out, throw them away every day. I don't reuse them or anything. They're just daily contacts. So what I do, well, I actually haven't done this yet because I'm so used to my contacts drying out. It's normal for me. But you should bring like your regular glasses with you to the convention, or bring contact solution or extra contacts. Unless you have colored contacts, then just bring the contact solution plus like the little case you hold the contacts in. Just so if your eyes get tired of the contacts, you can take them out and not be completely irritated. Like I said before, you want to bring snacks. The snacks that I would recommend bringing are like granola bars, or if you know what they are, like fig bars. Those things are really, really good. Just some form of protein because it'll keep you less grumpy throughout the day. Take it from someone whose family gets hangry very easily. All it takes is for us to not be home for a bit and we are hangry. Anyway. Then the very last thing I forgot to put on here is a bag big enough to hold everything. So this bag, it's the one I got last year that I was talking about. It says "Oh Duck" on it with a little duck. It shines. It's very shiny. And I just try to see if I can fit everything in here, plus leave room for extra stuff as well. So I usually try to get the bigger stuff in there first. This is usually full of makeup, and I usually put my meds in here with this, but I'm not putting them in there right now because I need them later. But I usually just kind of shove this in here, and then this is usually full of makeup, so it's usually like bulked out, like, well, not exactly like that, but it's pretty bulky when there's makeup in it. So I try to fit that in there as well. And then I try to push to the side as much as I can because I also need to fit the shoes in there. So you really just need something big enough to hold everything. And if you do have a water bottle, use like a leak-proof one. I'd suggest getting better shoes than these ones because these ones don't really compress very well. I think these could probably just be shoved to the side like the other stuff. I'm just gonna flip it like that. There we go. That's actually a lot better. Okay. And then I'd suggest getting like a leak-proof water bottle like this one. It's a hydro jug. These do not leak, like, at all. So I would suggest getting like a hydro jug or something that just doesn't leak. And of course, like, shove this in here. I usually have like a tiny little red bag that I usually carry my meds and my wallet in together. This, I think I usually put in my red bag, or I just kind of tuck it in right here. This one I usually put in like my essentials bag, but I can just tuck it in right here. And I still have plenty of room for some other things if I buy stuff. For prints, I saw this one trick online. I don't remember what they're called, but they're like these tubes that you can like twist, and you can keep the prints safe that way and like roll them up and just put them in there and twist that thing closed. I don't know what it's called, but they said that you can get it at the dollar store, but they also live in Canada, so I don't I don't know if you can get it in any of the dollar stores in the US or any other state or country, I guess, sorry. I don't know if you can really get it in like any other country. I don't really have much else to show. Just be really, really careful during conventions. Yeah. Also, if you want, you can bring like a little journal or sketchbook or something just for like your downtime when you have nothing to do. I don't normally do that because I usually am up and moving constantly, but in case there's like something you want to do, like in case there's like nothing you really have to do, and you're just bored, you can bring like a sketchbook or journal or something. I this is kind of a bad example, but this is the journal I use for like taking notes and like bullet points and stuff. Like it even has my old convention packing list in here, the one that I don't really use as often. Well, I actually used to use that one a crap ton, and then this is the new one that I just made. So yeah, you can fit pretty much anything just in a simple tote bag like this. I see some people bring like duffel bags or wagons. Duffel bags are a lot bigger. I don't know how well that would work, honestly. But yeah, I usually have like a little red bag. It's over here actually. If I can go get it. Okay. So this is the little red bag I use. I use it for quite literally everything. Like it has my wallet in there, even my earbuds, and even Jeff. Okay. Yeah, I carry this bag with me everywhere, so I always have it. I even have like a little tracker thing on it, so if I lose it, I can get it back. And I just kind of hook it onto there. It used to be a purse. I don't know where the strap went, but it's supposed to go on there. But yeah, it is a little heavy, but I can tolerate it. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for my convention packing list. If there's anything you want me to include in the next convention packing list, please let me know. Like, if there's anything that you personally bring to conventions that wasn't on this list but you think should be on the list, please let me know. If there's any cosplays you guys want to see, let me know. And I know this isn't my crochet channel, but if there's anything you guys want to see me crochet, even on my cosplay channel, because sometimes I do crochet on here, again, let me know. And also make sure you hit the like button so I know that you like these types of videos. And make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss another one of my videos. And hit the subscribe button. I really need it. I've been losing a lot of subscribers because I haven't really been frequent with my posting recently. But I've been trying to get better at that because I'm about to graduate. I'm old. But yeah. So for this convention, it's kind of going to be a test run of my Princess Angel Dust because I'm going to be him for FanX, so yeah. My phone is already at 30%, what the crap. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. I love you. Love y'all, bye.